and welcome back to Shoogly Shed Motors. Look, I've got an insulated cup. There's lots of commenters on a few videos ago when my coffee kept going cold that said I should get an insulated cup, and my very lovely boss at my car garage job got me this for my Christmas. So thank you, Claire, appreciate it. Right, so last episode obviously we stripped the engine down. I've now taken all the casings away to get vapor blasted and cerakoted. Graham at Steelworks Motorcycles, can't remember which exactly, but anyway, Graham is going to have a go at doing that for me. He has only fairly recently started doing Cerakote, but I went down to his workshop and had a look at what he was doing, and it's top quality, really good stuff. Graham's a nice sort of stickler for attention to detail, so I trust him with my engine finishings. While they're away, I need to get on with a few other jobs, and the main one I can think of really is sorting the frame out. So when I obviously fabricated all the different parts for the bike, I left a few little bits and pieces just sort of tacked on, or you know, some stuff cut off but not fully linished and things. So I want to do all that while the frame is completely stripped down. Once that's all sorted, the frame can go away to get powder coated. Then when I get the engine stuff back, get the engine back together, the engine and frame can go back together, and then that's a really good base to continue the rebuild from. So without further ado, I'm going to get the grinder out, sanding discs, things like that, lots of just sort of metal finishing techniques to kind of get the frame to where I want it to be before it goes away to get blasted and powder coated. Right, first things first, I cut the steering lock off of here, so I need to finish cutting that off. I gouged the head tube a little bit when I cut it, so I need to just tack that up a little bit, smooth it all off. And the other thing is the steering stop down here has clearly been sort of cracked and repaired by someone in the past, so I want to basically cut that repair off and do that properly, because it's really not been done very nicely. So those two jobs are my first things to tick off. Right, I think that's a good result, nice and smooth. I'm having to be really careful because the frame number is down the head tube here, and if you sand that off, you're kind of screwed because you won't get an MOT without that being stamped there. So be very careful not to damage that, but appears to have got away with it, looks alright, so onwards. Next thing is to fix this steering stop. I'm going to grind it back a little bit to see what I'm working with, build up some weld on it, and then shape it. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is take off these cable brackets. There's two here, one there and one there. I don't really like them, I'm not going to use them. I'm going to have a different way of routing cables, so these are coming off. Next thing coming off is the kickstand switch. I'm not going to wire one of them in, so I'm taking that mounting bracket off. Oh, it's heavy. Right, next up for removal are the stubs that are left from the centre stand brackets. Quite big chunky bits of metal to shape down, but I'm sure we'll manage. Okay, now the frame's upside down, there's even more work to be getting on with. Where I cut the subframe, I need to grind that back, and then I also have welding to complete from when I attached the seat hoop, because there's parts that I didn't want to have to weld upside down, if you remember right. So I'm going to finish that bit of welding, grind these off. Yeah. Not a whole lot more to do. I want to try and smooth off these ripples a little bit from when I bent the pipe. But yeah, we're getting there, Okay, after a bit of a mammoth welding and sanding and planishing session, that's all kind of blended in, got the nice curves that I didn't really manage to get when I bent them by hand. Also finished, welded up these bits and along here and under there. Yeah, that's pretty much all the frame kind of modifications neatened off now, and that's the frame more or less ready to go away and get blasted and then powder coated, which is very exciting. I was actually kind of dreading this work because it is a lot of work just to kind of blend and weld and blend and weld and blend and weld. Body work, you know, effectively as close as you get to body work really with motorbikes. The frame on a lot of custom builds obviously gets chopped and changed and welded back together, and I see a lot of custom builds like that where the sort of finishing work hasn't been amazing to try and make the modifications blend a bit more into the kind of factory frame. So I've tried to kind of step it up a little bit this time and make sure that those modifications that I've made to the frame when it's all powder coated hopefully won't be as noticeable, and all the joins and welds and things should flow into each other, which I'm hoping will give this bike that extra wee lift and elevation and edge from other builds and other builds that I've done in particular. Right, I'm going to wrap this episode up here. I'm not entirely sure what we'll do in the next one. Maybe if we've got the stuff back from the Cerakoting and things, we might have a look at that. Otherwise, I've got plenty of other jobs to be getting on with. As usual, please do give me a like, leave me a comment and subscribe to the Shoogly Shed channel, and I will see you next time. Take care, and goodbye.